Well, hello and welcome to what I think is going to be the last of the assembly videos for the Cave Intrusion Detector. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the battery holders, the power supply for the system. The power supply for the system is made up of 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable batteries. You can use as many of them as you want. The requirement, though, is that they all be wired in parallel. For this video, I'm going to hook up two 18650s with the holders as you see here. Wire them. I'll connect them back to back like this, and then wire them into the connector that hooks into the power plug on the Arduino device. Just like that. For supplies, you need 18650 single battery holders. You can get 2 and 4 battery holders on Amazon, but they are almost always wired in series. You have to be very careful to get parallel wired multiple battery adapters. And even the ones that are labeled as parallel are often wired in series anyway. You'll need a couple of pieces of heat shrink tubing and a length of double-sided foam adhesive tape. So I start off by putting the two battery holders together. Since these are in parallel, the two red wires have to be on the same end, and then the two black wires will be on the opposite end. It will take a while for this tape to really set up and make a firm, solid connection, but this is good enough for doing the work that we're going to be doing. The next step is to twist the two red wires together and put a piece of heat shrink tubing onto that so you can come back later and insulate that connector. On the power plug, you have one wire that is all red and the other wire that's all black. The red wire, of course, goes to the positive stripe, red to red. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then you do the same on the opposite end with the two black wires. And then the last step is to fold over the soldered joint as such. Bring up a piece of heat shrink tubing. Do the same thing with the other side. And then, using some sort of cigarette lighter or a flame or a low heat of some kind, a heat gun works very well for this. A hair dryer is usually not hot enough, but this works well. You do have to be very careful that you don't burn something. So you just pass it back and forth a few times, and then turn it over and do the opposite side. It doesn't take much. And there you have it, a good connection. It is nice to dress the wires so that they look nice and act nice. And so the way I like to do that is to fold them into the channel here between the two battery holders. Just like that. And then I use a length of electrical tape to hold it down. If you want to, you can put a zip tie around these wires and provide a little bit more strain relief, but it's probably not necessary. The battery holder is not going to be putting any strain, any real strain on the connections when it's in the peanut butter jar or whatever container you choose to use. So when it's all put together, this is going to be folded up sort of like this. And that will be the way it goes into the peanut butter jar. And that concludes making up the battery pack. If you want to do a pack with 4 batteries, then you just make 2 of these 2 battery packs and then tape them together side by side, and you have a 4 battery pack. Again, being careful to keep all the red wires together and all the black wires together.